Hey guys, this is Tiju22, and finally the moment you've all been waiting for, Wrestlemania, and we have 6 matches on the card. And I'll start with this first one right off the bat. It is the Money in the Bank ladder match. Basically, you have 6 contenders, or 6 men selected randomly. I don't know what determines what, except the fact that you're not a champion. But in any case, you have the Money in the Bank. It will feature JTG, which I don't know why they picked him for some reason. Primo and Edward Kill, both members, or rather both co-founders of the Assassins. And then you have the Prophet, that bastard, who is also the $1 million champion. If he wins the Money in the Bank and is able to, I'll explain that later on, but I don't want to get too ahead of myself. And then there's Ted DiBiase and Rick Astley, who have had problems as of recently. It is possible that their animosity for one another could cost them both this match. I don't know. I mean, and then there's Primo and Kill. Do you suppose they'll work together, or is it every man for himself? I don't know. I really don't know. But moving on. We have the Mario Brothers, Mario and Luigi, and of course their third member that makes up the Brotherhood. And they're going to be taking on the brothers of Jacob and Joseph, now members of the Assassins, so as such, we have to call them the Assassins. So yeah, it's going to be the Mario Brothers taking on the Assassins, Jacob and Joseph. As far as why Jacob and Joseph were, inducted into the, well, not so much inducted, but were even allowed to be in the group, was because, according to Kill and Primo, Jacob is a musketeer and Joseph is a ninja. It only made sense to put those two guys, in the Assassins group. Of course, Edward Kill is the killer, and Primo is the number one assassin, being that he's from Puerto Rico, and being that we've had guys like him, and being that the inspiration was, for Primo personally was, his name was Juan Rivera, but in the WWE from 1995 till 1998, he went under the alias of Savio Vega, which inspired Primo to be like, hey, I like to assassinate people too. So yeah, we have Jacob and Joseph of the Assassins taking on Mario and Luigi, the Mario Brothers, as part of the Brotherhood. And need I not tell you that these two teams of two in particular have no love lost for one another. But I will say that if, Jacob and Joseph are not successful, they may never get another shot. And even if they do, like, assuming they lose and they get another title shot and they're not successful then, I have no choice but to fire them. Well, maybe not so much me, but the board of directors will definitely fire them. For so long, really, it's one of those, 3 strikes and you're out kind of a thing. So they already have 1 strike against them. Let's see if they can capitalize tonight, or at the night of WrestleMania. Okay, up next is a fatal 4-way interpromotional match that features Melina, the United States, the Women's United States Champion, aka the Divas Champion, and the Women's World Championship champion, Beth Phoenix, and they're going to be taking on their respective number 1 contenders in Maria and Becca. And of course, Maria, uh, as well as Becca, are two of my best friends on YouTube. They're two of the nicest people you will ever meet, and you will never meet two, you know, lovely ladies than I've ever met. Of course, I can only imagine, right? But anyways, yeah, we have a fatal four-way match. I only wished it was. I could change this into a tag match because originally Maria and Becca were supposed to get their title shots. I might change this into a tag match. Like, I'll suggest it to the board of directors, and we'll see if we can get an agreement or not. But yeah, I might ask them to change this into a tag team match with, Maria and Becca as the team of challengers taking on Melina and Beth Phoenix, the champions. And if the challengers win, they become the Women's United States and Women's World Champions, respectively, Maria and Becca. So yeah, that's the third match. For the fourth match, we have Tyson Kidd and Randy Orton. Now, Randy Orton was originally supposed to get his one-on-one title shot at the Royal Rumble 2 Super Shows ago, but was attacked by then-champion Jacob, who did not want to defend his championship against Randy Orton because he did not want what happened to Christian happen to him, that being Randy Orton winning the match and the championship. Like, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, maybe I'll probably send you a link or something. Maybe not. But let me just say this. Christian won the World Heavyweight Championship, at Extreme Rules. And then 5 nights later, he loses the championship to Randy Orton. But of course it didn't happen just like that. It happened in a hard-fought victory for Randy Orton. But that was in real life. But in this game, Randy Orton wanted his one-on-one title match for that very championship. And now Tyson Kidd has got to put up or shut up. Because although Kidd was successful in defending his championship against the likes of Orton, Edge, Undertaker, Prophet, and who else? Oh yeah, and Ash Ketchum. Although he was successful in defending it, we'll see if he can defend it one-on-one against Randy Orton. And that's all I gotta say about that. And then, and then for the fifth match, it is The Undertaker versus Jake Roberts. Which is intriguing because, so it's 2011. Okay. Folks, 19 years ago, back in 1992, at Wrestlemania 8, The Undertaker and Jake Roberts fought one another. Now, the thing is, back then, Jake Roberts and Undertaker were two guys that let's just say they were troublemakers. I mean, The Undertaker and Jake Roberts, they just caused trouble wherever trouble was. I mean, like, The Undertaker and Jake Roberts, came in and ruined the Macho Man Randy Savage's wedding when he married his longtime manager, Miss Elizabeth. So he was having the wedding reception at a reception hall, and Jake Roberts and The Undertaker ruined it for him. And of course the Macho Man was able to get a measure of revenge against Jake Roberts, although The Undertaker, on the other hand, was too much for even the Macho Man to handle. But then in early 1992, Jake Roberts came off a match against the Macho Man in which he lost and was very pissed about it. So pissed, in fact, that he went to the back, right behind the curtain, because back in the day, you had a curtain that concealed. How do I say this? That concealed the backstage area, and then once you once you go through the curtain, you're entering into the arena and towards the ring. So it was like the entryway. Well, Jake Roberts was, behind the curtain. Jake Roberts took a steel chair, and he noticed that the Macho Man and now wife, Mrs. Elizabeth, they were making their way towards the ring. They were making their way towards the entrance, and Jake Roberts had a chair, and he's like, I don't care who I hit, I'm gonna hit one of them. And just when Roberts was about to hit either the Macho Man or Elizabeth, somebody stops him. He turns around, and he sees that the person that stopped him was the Undertaker. So, of course, Jake Roberts was furious at the Undertaker, so he demanded to know why. And of course, the Undertaker was like, I am not your, how do I say, I am not your slave, or I'm not your, how do I say this? You're not my master, or something like that. Something to that extent. But, in any event, Jake Roberts, basically the interview took place, the interrogation took place, at the funeral home, where the Undertaker lives. And Jake Roberts took one of the caskets that Undertaker was using as decoration, and he took the top, the door, or the top of the casket, and he took the top, and while the Undertaker's hand was inside the casket, he shut the top closed right on the Undertaker's hand. And of course, and then he gave the Undertaker a shot in the back, a shot to the back with a steel chair, incapacitating him. And Undertaker vowed revenge. And then at WrestleMania 8, these two men fought, and the Undertaker would beat Jake Roberts with a tombstone piledriver. 1, 2, 3. And ever since then, Jake Roberts hasn't forgotten that match. He has not forgotten the nightmares that the Undertaker had given him since that very night. So for Jake Roberts, will he get his revenge against the Undertaker? Or will the Undertaker repeat history like he did back in 1992? I don't know. And I don't even know if this match will even take place. Something weird could happen. Like we could have a double champion or something like that. I don't know. But this is just an intriguing story, to say the least. Okay, last but definitely not least, for the WWE Championship, it is CM Punk versus the Macho Man. For CM Punk, he had come a long way from winning the WWE Championship. First, he won it at the Royal Rumble in a Fatal 4-Way match featuring Batista, Big Show, and then champion Shawn Michaels. He wins that match, becomes the champion. He takes on the former champion at the Elimination Chamber Super Show that happened last time. And Punk wins inside a Hell in a Cell, proving, not just to me, not just to the board of directors, but to everyone, that he deserves to be the WWE Champion. But standing in his way is the man who recently passed away in the Macho Man, Randy Savage. And unfortunately, I'm running short on time, but the Macho Man won the Royal Rumble, and he's going to get his shot. Will he win? Can he win? We'll find out at WrestleMania. Alright, bye folks.